podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin.
A15 PCA.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Star Trek Lower Decks, Episode 5, Cupid's Errand Arrow. Nothing like Cupid's Dagger from another better show of sci-fi.
And that episode's hilarious.
That's probably one of the funniest things I've seen on television in a long time.
Yeah.
It wasn't a very... We're talking about the Orville. That episode, it's not a very good science fiction episode, but it's just funny as hell.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so when it comes to like the best episodes of Orville, that one ranks pretty low, but it's the comedic, it's just unbelievable.
And it does. Well, Lower Decks wish it was that funny. Yeah. Not even close.
So we get into this one, and I don't know. I'm going to try not to cuss. And if I do, I'll try to bleep myself, but it's a fucking mess. This thing is a hodgepodge, complete effing mess.
It's a zero. It's awful. It's awful.
I don't... A plots and B plots, that's standard sitcom stuff. We got a ABC plot, because we have the planet being destroyed, we have Boinger and his girlfriend, and then we have Tweedledee and Tweedledum doing the scanning with the T-88 that they want so bad. One of these storylines needed to go away.
I wanted to do it if it could. It was meaningless.
It's such a mess. And it gets so jumbled. And so, I honestly thought, because they do make a joke about Boinger's girlfriend being in a holodeck program, I honestly thought that, oh man, this is all a holodeck program. Because things go so off the rails. This had to have been an early script. Where they're like, oh, let's just be as silly and crazy as possible. Because it's...
Okay, sometimes they don't they don't do episodes in order, so maybe this was the first one they did because it is awful. It's the worst one so far.
With that, hands down, this is the worst episode.
Yeah. So
we open up and then we see no cold opener.
No.
So I'm thinking maybe this is why, I don't know. The captain, they're on the Vancouver. Come on, guys, let's get cool names. Why does it name after places all the time?
Because they don't know any better.
The Intrepid Star. Give us something cool.
Exactly.
So anyways, they're on the Vancouver, and the captain on the Vancouver is talking to our Captain Freeman. Oh, maybe one day you'll be able to command a vessel like this.
Why would she say it like that? She wouldn't say it
No one talks like this.
Yeah.
Not even today do people talk like this.
No, they don't.
So, like, everything's a big, fat pissing contest. Everything.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. All the captains hate each other, apparently.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So, apparently, I guess there's this planet, and one of their moons is, like, falling apart. Yeah. So they have to do a planned demolition. Yep. And the Vancouver's a super advanced ship that's good for engineering problems. So that's why they're there.
It looks like the Cerritos.
It's very similar. Kind of like a buffed up Cerritos, but all the engines are on the bottom.
That's weird.
Can we stop doing that? Can we get another design?
You can show other starships. There's plenty of other ones.
But so that's why they're there to help with this. But I guess all the different people on the planet all have different reasons not to destroy this moon. Oh, that moon regulates our seasonal stuff and thing, and
the gravity, the tides.
And this moon, that's what we pray to. That's the thing. So everyone has like their thing, and there's like 1,000 people screaming about this, and they all have very distinct accents. Like one's like a southerner, and one's like a well-to-do white lady voice, and it's like
if I was watching Futurama, it makes sense.
So much Futurama.
Yeah, and that with the different voices like that. That's what makes it ridiculous.
So her whole job wasn't to help with like the engineering problem. It was to literally talk to these people.
Yeah. Apparently, the head of the USS Vancouver couldn't do it herself. No. Which is okay.
So we get to Brad, and he's doing his personal log, and he's just being super loud, and he's happy because he's going to because he met this girl, and now, since she's on the Vancouver, they get to spend more time together. But he's just being super loud and super happy about it, and it's like...
And this is personal log, but why is he saying it in front of everybody? He was just talking about your girlfriend, and that's something you want to kind of like go in your own little space to do, you would think.
And Mariner, which her job is to just poo-poo on everything. Everything Brad does, she has to just up all over it. Not just make fun of him, because normally even guys would be like, hey, man, oh yeah, your pretend girlfriend, No, but she just
lays it on so thick.
Oh my goodness.
It's ridiculous.
That's why I thought, I brought this up when we first talked about the show. I'm like, does she secretly like this guy? Because it kind of almost gets to the point where, dude, are you in love with this dude and you just don't know it?
Maybe.
But to the lengths she goes in this episode are tsundere insane.
Yeah, they are.
But no one else can have him. I don't want to be with him, but no one else can have him.
Why don't you hate that? And another thing, too, I just get so irritated. Button up your thing.
No, she always has her cleavage out.
I know.
Always. And her shirt's always, she always has her sleeves rolled up.
Yep.
She's like, oh, yeah, and she makes a joke. Oh, yeah, we're going to somehow magically have to meet your girlfriend on the holodeck. Like, he's like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I guess he used to, because that's what people today would do that.
Yes.
I know how they did talk about that with Barclay, how he would want to be stuck in that world, that pretend world.
Yep.
But if you had a holodeck today, it would destroy society.
Oh yeah, there would be.
People would never ever want to leave. But I brought this stuff up before, like in other things, like in science fiction stuff. What about people that are paraplegic, and in this program they can feel like they can walk again, or people like that, people who lost loved ones and they recreate their children that died in an accident. Do you take that from them?
It's funny. A lot of Star Trek doesn't explore that, or even Star Trek explores that kind of aspect. But that is kind of true for people if you think about it.
That's why something like the holodeck, it just can't. I wouldn't want something like that today because it's too much.
See, this conversation is way more interesting than in freaking Lower Decks. Like, I'd rather talk about that right now than this.
So she's making fun of him for not having a real girlfriend, and it's been over a month. Wait, what? It's been a month? So we haven't heard about this? It would have been nice if they would have sprinkled in a little bit of that.
But then, everything's about this episode.
Everything's contained.
In each episode, individual.
We get to, again, I don't know these people's names. I
said the Orion girl and then the guy with the
cyborg guy.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like working on the Cerritos. Every freaking ship has its own smell, and it smells like burnt marshmallows because the thing's catching on fire. This old ship's been through a lot. That doesn't happen.
The thing is, if this ship was that badly damaged, it would be like a ship in the Solar System, like touring people around the moon or something. It would be. That's what it would be. It'd be basically like a ship for cadets. Yeah.
Or a training ship that helps you, like, this is what a bridge of a starship is like.
Yeah, for like the cadets at Starfleet Academy, they wouldn't be around.
And they didn't want to use the holodeck for some reason.
Yeah, and they're doing important missions here. It's not like they're doing,
Yeah, this whole moon's gonna explode and people are gonna die.
Yeah.
So they just love being on this ship, but again, they can't wait to get into Vancouver because it's so badass. We get to see it again. All the ships are under style.
Like I said, change the design.
They get to the Vancouver and they're like freaking out. It's so freaking cool. I love the Vancouver. It's so great. Mariner's like, it's the same exact ship. How the show's a little, they have this type of this computer and this kind of this thing. Mariner doesn't care. She's just whatever. So they run off because they're just in love with the ship. And Brad's there with like his little gifts.
Yeah, I've seen a poster of this. He has a thing of flowers and he has a Teddy Bear with George LaForge visor on it. I don't know, guys. Remember Geordi? I mean, I guess.
They do a lot of that in this episode.
Oh,
they bring up a lot of like stuff like.
But that doesn't help it at all.
But Easter eggs! I love Easter eggs!
It's pretty bad because I've actually seen the producers do videos to say what the Easter eggs. When the producer has to say what the Easter eggs are, it's pretty pathetic, guys. I'm just saying.
So she doesn't believe him, but then this blonde girl shows up really pretty, jumps into his arms, and she's all over him, and the Mariner's like, what the hell? Like, she probably thought that, okay, maybe there is a girl, but she wouldn't be this hot. And two, she wouldn't, like, literally be all over him.
Yeah.
But wouldn't she have just looked it up? Oh, is there a blah, blah, blah lieutenant, whatever, on the Vancouver?
No, they don't do that.
Because she would have been so into this, she would have, like, did all the background.
The length she goes in this episode, she would have looked it up.
So she just can't believe it, and she's like, wait a second, you're with him? Oh, yeah, he's just so really cute and everything. And I was thinking, is there something up? Because she's a little too into him. I thought, well, maybe she just, like, likes to go around.
That's what it looked like in the episode. Like, she just likes to, that's, some people are like that.
So they're walking, and then, Mariner can't believe it. She's just like,
and she does his face. It's too good, that kind of face.
There must be something going on here. There has to be something nefarious. So they keep talking and everything, and she keeps trying to, like, talk her out of being with him. Like, almost like bringing up all his bad points. Like, what is this bitch's problem?
Mariner, it's not your business. Brad told her, Mariner, on all offense, has nothing to do with you. Don't worry about it.
So weird.
I know.
But then we get this other guy. We get, like, the most handsome black guy ever. Like, he's just, like, that suave, awesome. He almost, what is he, 7 feet tall? He's so much bigger than everyone. Hey! Then I guess he knows this girl, too. And they're super friendly with each other. I'm thinking, you're, like, jumping into his arms and stuff, and he's, like, grabbing her on her waist. No.
I know. Brad's a little wimpy guy, but he'd be like, hey, that's my girlfriend. What are you doing?
I can understand, like, oh, you met someone or whatever, they're good old friends and they hug. But this is, like, almost twirling you in the air and
you find out that they were dating before, so.
This is when I thought, oh, she just screws everybody. I thought that's what it was going to be. Like, she literally just sleeps with everybody.
Yeah.
But, like, of course, then Brad gets super, like, insecure because this guy's, like, literally the exact opposite of him.
Yeah.
In every single way.
Muscular.
He's black. He's muscular. He looks like he's confident. He's all the things.
Zeus confidence has charm and everything. Yeah.
He's everything he's not. But like, I guess they have to go do some calibration thing for the platforms for that moon that's falling apart. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Brad, I can't have lunch with you or whatever, but maybe later on or something." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay, it's fine."
I have a 10-course meal made for you, even though you just get replicated again.
But look, when she's breaking off their date, look at the smile on her face. It's like she loves it when Brad just gets it.
Oh yeah, she hates Brad. He's a white male. She can't stand him.
It's so weird, but does she love him? It's so weird.
I don't know.
So she kind of gives him like, oh, snuggle bear stuff, and kind of gives him a little kiss goodbye, and then he's like, oh, isn't she so great? Yeah, she's so great. A little too great. So this is where she goes crazy and is going to figure out that she's either an alien or a shapeshifter or a cyborg. She's a vampire from the future. She has all these things in her mind that are like, this woman can't be into Brad. It's impossible.
Nope. It's insane.
We get to that would be B plot. This is C plot. C plot. Tweedledee and Tweedledum are there to help with the diagnostic stuff. Oh, you guys are gonna need these. This is a new T88s. Are you comfortable with these? Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll be like, okay, guys, calm down. What's wrong? What's the
they
problem?
are having a sexual experience.
Yeah.
They are. They're gonna have the 10 rounds with whatever the thing they're most extracted to. So that's how excited these things they are for this. And they're like, oh, whoever wins gets to keep it. And they're like, really? We can keep not just borrow, we can keep it forever? Can anyone tell me why they can't just replicate 1 million of these T88 things?
I have no idea.
Can anyone tell me that?
See, people have to realize this isn't Voyager when they had to save the resources. So they couldn't replicate things they would maybe run out of energy because they didn't know when they were going to get the energy against the Delta Quadrant. This isn't the case here.
Or this isn't like, Kirk time where like things weren't necessarily like, oh, it was too complex of a circuitry or something. Make up some type of thing. Yeah. Why in this time are they not able to just replicate this thing?
Why don't they say, oh, the parts of the certain components that the replicator can't replicate? Just that, all that could have solved that whole thing.
Remember, they did this before with the new tricorder with the purple one. Stripe.
But that was just for one joke.
See, that's another thing. But who thinks of this? Wouldn't it be funny if another ship had equipment the other ship didn't have and, they really wanted it? Who thought of that and thought that was funny?
It's replicators. It wouldn't be a problem. It would not be a problem, like you said. It's not funny either.
So that's them. They're going to go do their things. Another guy is like, oh, you guys are great, because he seems to be like a pretty decent guy. Get back to Brad and Mariner. And Brad's kind of sad that he's like, hey, my girlfriend's all over that guy. Yeah. I don't like it. She's going to... What's his name? I forgot what his name was. But he's so handsome. He's like Kirk and Trip mixed together.
I could see they know Captain Kirk because he's pretty famous, but I don't think they would know Trip unless you knew Starfleet history. He's from the first Enterprise. I mean, would you?
But it's an Easter egg!
Easter eggs! It's so stupid.
I can hate Easter eggs. I just hate them.
Especially when it's thrown, when that's all it has, and there's no story. I mean, if it was just a subtle Easter egg, no, this is all everywhere.
Yeah, just like, that's just name dropping.
Yeah.
We said a name that you will recognize.
You wouldn't know, Trip.
Trip!
You wouldn't know.
Some guy that was on one of the first Enterprises. Oh God!
Wouldn't it be? This would have solved the problem too. In the first episode, oh, by the way, I also study ancient Starfleet history, so I know all the Enterprise ships and all the crew. Then she would know.
Then he would know all.
Yeah, but they never established that.
And then she can make fun of him for being a history nerd.
Yeah, of course.
But no, that would be
the logic there. Like Tom Paris was a history of Earth history, because he said it early on, so we knew that.
So he's super upset that his girlfriend is like macking on another guy, but. Mariner's upset because she must be a cyborg or a changeling or she's trying to kill you. So they're both upset about this girl, but for completely two different reasons.
Well, Brett, I understand being upset. Her, she's just being an idiot.
And this just goes on and on and on. And then she talks about like, oh, when I was on some other ship. And I actually like the gray uniforms. This is probably one of my most favorite ones.
Goodness, from the Deep Space Nine.
What do you think about her poofy ass hair?
I don't mind it, but they won't let her have a little band like that.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
And then we see that, oh, this has happened before. Then you see this other girl, and they're talking to each other like they are 20-somethings in a club in Miami in 2019.
And after work.
Yeah, and this girl just has she's pretty, but she just has that like girl kind of voice. And would you believe what happened on the Enterprise? Commander Data, he has like an evil brother. Like, isn't it crazy how all this stuff happens there? That's literally how she talks.
That could be like studied in Starfleet later, but like.
But would you be talking about it like this? There's some mystery for the rest of us.
I know, right?
That's what she says.
That little whiny kind of like whatever, Geez, okay, we get it.
Where's the waiter? I need to get my another mimosa. It's just I
It sounds like this could be Paris Hilton, that kind of like, that little snooty kind of.
The freaking the MTV The Hills.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I freaking see so many commercials for Siesta Key. I want to kill that lady so much. Oh my goodness! If anyone knows the commercial I'm talking about, where she's like crying to that guy, you don't know what it did to me. She sounds like that chick. I would punch.
That must have been on Pluto TV.
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
The Siesta Key. Oh my god, it drives me nuts. But she's that girl. And she's like, oh man, I can't just believe you scored this guy. He's like the cutest, most handsomest guy on the whole entire starship. Oh yeah, I'm not that good, but you know what? I know who is the best. My girl right here. So he's a bro dude, and she's some beach babe.
Yeah.
In Starfleet.
I mean, literally, you could just see her wearing a bikini and him wearing no shirt, wearing the fucking beach shorts and the fucking.
Yeah, and then they're at
surfer bum.
And they're at the pool bar, the swim up bar.
That's what it seems like.
But
the Manly Bay.
She's like, oh, you're so good, but you know what? Maybe the only thing that could be wrong with you if you really were like this some type of alien. Then he is that some type of alien. Turns into this big old giant monster, and it's pretty grotesque. But he like totally bites this lady and like rips her to shreds.
Yeah, kills
her. I mean, you see the blood and everything. So I'm not gonna show that, but yeah, he totally eats her, and then they end up having to kill him. And then there's Mariner covered in blood, and she doesn't want that to happen to Brad.
But you're psycho.
So this guy went all the way through Starfleet as this monster? Or did this monster replace him?
And how did they not detect it? Unless they had a way to counter that, but it never says that. What's the point? It's so ridiculous.
So she didn't want that to happen to Brad, and she's like, you know what? I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I'm going to stick to you like glue. So she's going to just spend the rest of her time ruining it.
The funny thing is, don't they have assignments to do?
No,
They have nothing.
No, they don't have nothing.
And I thought Brad was always doing assignments, and he loved doing his work. I guess not in this episode.
Every episode's its own contained universe.
Yeah.
So we get back to the mom. Remember the moon?
Yeah, I know. That was the A plot.
So everyone's yelling at each other about what they want, and then just like Mariner, she just tells everyone to shut the fuck up, and you're going to do what I tell you. Okay, we're going to keep some of the moon so you can pray to it. We're going to install gravity things for your whatever, and then, we're going to provide this for this other moon. Is everything okay? And everyone just agrees with her. She's more like her daughter than she realizes.
Yeah, I know. No one gets you mad too. Why couldn't it have been like, okay, this is the solution, guys. Why don't you listen to this? Say it like that instead of being so...
No, she screams at everyone to shut the F up and listen to me.
It's ridiculous.
But there's one guy who's like, if you implode this moon, it's going to destroy my people live there. And we don't want to leave this moon. And if you do that, it's going to make this...
She said pollution.
Some pollution thing was going to happen.
Why say it like that?
Why can't it be like this planet blocks solar rays or radiation comes off the thing and this moon will be like a block...
Or protect small asteroids or something.
Pollution. They needed a new Green Deal. That was what it was. So he's like, no, you're going to be a murderer. You have blood on your hands. So he's like screaming at the captain, and they start screaming at each other because that's what captains do. They just scream at people.
It's like, all right, Mr. What's your name again? Please calm down. I can't have a conversation with you like this, and we can talk about this in a civilized manner.
No.
That's what a captain would say. And Ransom just stands there.
Yeah, Ransom is kind of a whiny little bitch in this episode. Yeah. So I'm thinking that it's because wasn't he kind of like a badass?
Yeah.
But now he's like a super whiny boy. Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking this episode must have been an earlier episode, an earlier script, because none of the characters kind of fit.
No.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Well, we're trying to give an excuse for it, I guess, but it is pretty bad.
Oh my god. This episode feels like it's so long. It's 20-some minutes. It feels like it's 10 hours long.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be like the cool guy. Hey, babe. Oh, how's my girlfriend doing? Like, he's just trying to,
in the middle of a mission thing. What are you doing?
And he bumps into the hologram. This thing is a hologram. And then, like, all the moons and planets are bouncing all over the place.
First of all, they wouldn't need to make it solid.
This is the sitcom where your girlfriend is like an architect. So she's showing off a new building, and you walk in, and you knock over all the little like planned meeting little things on the table.
I mean, all you need to do is cue John Ritter and Three's Company. Yeah. Tripping over something. Why not? Might as well at this point.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
But they shoehorn it into a track, and it makes no sense. Yeah. So the moons and stars and everything are all bouncing all over the place, and of course the coolest guy on the planet is like, let me get that for you. And he does it, and he fixes it. Yeah. Well, computer reset program. Reset thing.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's back to never talking to the computer again.
Yep.
They did it one time. So he makes it damn full of them, and he keeps embarrassing himself. Keeps putting your arm around her and hey babe and all that. It's really embarrassing. And actually I don't like shows or any shows at all where the character embarrasses themselves a lot. And this whole episode is all he does.
I mean, it's one thing if someone eggs them on to do it and they do it like Tom Goes to the Mayor or something like that. But when it's doing it on their own, it's hurtful. I don't like it.
It makes me feel bad.
Yeah, why are you doing this for?
So then Mariner's there too, trying to get scans of her, and she does like a a hypersonic pulse, and it makes everyone's ears go all crazy. And she's like, "Oh, okay, well, she's not an android then, because that would have messed up her projectronic brain."
Well, wouldn't it make more sense if that was for the changelings?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do the thing. Remember what they would use in DS9? Remember to scan everything?
Yeah, but not only that, if you use a pulse, but that means she can't change her form.
Yeah,
but you have to follow her after that. But they weren't thinking that at all. They were just.
That's honestly what I thought.
Yeah.
But they don't follow up on it. So she's like, "Oh, okay, she's not that then, but she might be something else." So she passed that test, I suppose. She walks up to Brad and tells him, "Okay, go wait for me. We'll go hang out later. I have work to do."
Yeah, you just come on. I'm in the middle of work right now. You're kind of embarrassing me. Just go. And then she kind of laughs with that guy.
Yeah,
like,
and he touching his shoulder and kind of makes him the door shut in his face because he's like a sad puppy. Get back to C-plot, and they're scanning I've done like 7 diagnoses already. Man, these things are so cool. Man, I can't wait to win this thing because then everyone in engineering is going to think I'm awesome.
And Lily shows him on top of engineering thing, like,
he's
look
studying
at me,
on the
warp core.
Yeah, when I win, I'm going to be like the everyone's going to love me in medical, and then everyone's on their hands and knees and looking up to him.
Looking up to her,
yeah. Yeah.
So ridiculous.
But I'm going to win. No, I'm going to win. So I'm like, oh, God, it's a stupid competition. Oh, my God, it's so stupid.
And then he gets in his program to make himself scan faster.
Yeah, because he's probably going to win.
He's going to win then. You would think, you know.
So they keep scanning everything. They're going to be faster than everybody. Then they do the stupid line gag. Remember, we're like, this connects to this and this connects to this. So she hasn't gone to sleep. And she has bags under her eyes. And she's like, okay, I rolled out that she's not an android, but she still can be this. She's going to be that. She can still be a time traveler. She can do it. And then she's like going and pointing at all the different things. Did she not have, like you said, she has nothing to do?
No, nothing.
Neither does Brad?
No. And the thing is where do they, so they're doing this in their area where they work. So she has all this up there. Does anyone else go in there and saying, hey, what's all that? What are you doing, Mariner? No one questions that.
Wouldn't it have been better if it would have been on a data pad and it made like a hologram and then she's like touching it and moving it around? And then she can like, and it just goes.
No,
she literally has the pins on the wall. Because it's like the joke. Yeah. Remember the joke? The joke they've done 1,000 times? The joke? These are the jokes. Gosh, so but Brad's like, she's nothing but a really nice lady. Like he says it like just like that. And she loves me for who I am. Now help me change who I am so she can love me better. Computer replicator, scan all the coolest people in history and make me the coolest outfit ever. So it's like this big mismatch of all kinds of clothes. And he walks into the mess hall, and of course she's having lunch with that other guy. And he walks up there and just literally like walks right in front of her. Like she's sitting. Yeah. It'd be like me pulling out your chair and then me standing in front of you.
I know. What are you doing?
So embarrassing. Being a complete, and he's walking and acting like a complete freaking idiot. She's like, and he's like, oh, hey babe, I'm just like the coolest guy ever. I'm going to order me some beer. And then the first line, then she's like, we're on duty. What? Yeah. This is the first time anyone's ever said that.
I know, right?
But everyone else is allowed to drink on duty.
Yeah, but since Brad does it, he's an idiot.
Yeah, then it's wrong.
Yeah.
So he's gonna like get a big old beer, and this whole time, Mariner's like sneaking around, like to get like a sample of her or whatever. He ends up tripping and spilling his beer all over her. And
I wonder, did he do that intentionally? To trip him?
I think he was trying to get up, like, hey buddy, calm down, and then he actually tripped.
Probably.
Because this dude, black dude, is pretty. He's like a super cool dude. Yeah. Like he's nothing malicious with this guy. No. So he trips and gets stuff all over, and then that's when Mariner gets a sample of her hair. Because she's gonna like scan her hair to see if she's human or whatever. And then the one funny joke I actually laughed at. She's like, Brad, what are you doing? First you come in here dressed all sexy as hell, but you ruin it all by acting like an idiot. That actually made me laugh because he's dressed like an effing moron.
He looks like a complete
But that actually laughed because it's like, okay, she liked the way you looked.
But it's nothing to do with Star Trek.
Yeah, it's nothing to Trek. That would have been funny in anything else.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's like, I'm gonna go get changed or whatever. I don't want no one to come with me. Then
she does he spills a drink on her,
Yeah, but then she's like, she wants that other guy to come with her.
Of course.
So she says something and then unsays it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That wasn't funny, but that other line was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Then she gets the hair sample. She scans it. She'll go, okay, she's not the Repoloid or whatever, but she could be something else. Don't go with her. She's going to plant her eggs in you, and that's what she's really trying to do. She's still chasing after him. Remember the moon? We get back to the moon plot. And I guess these platforms they had out there to contain this moon for the deconstruction, they're kind of like breaking. But that guy's still bitching about his planet, his planet. Oh no, you can't do this. You'll have blood on your hands. So that's still going on. Brad is, still waiting for what's her face. Like he has all the little gifts. And then you get the classic, like, oh, you sounds like they're having sex. Oh, put that in there. Is it going to fit? Oh man, I got to make it fit. Like the way they're talking.
How would you say it like that?
The doctor is in.
I know, right? And the funny thing is he has the same toy, the same ones he had the first time. He loses them both times.
Yeah.
What happens to him? It's so
throws
stupid.
them on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, I caught you. But they weren't having sex. It just sounded like they were having sex. But then she kind of like talks to him. He's like, oh, what's this all about? And then he confesses, hey, you're hanging out with him. He's so cool. You're so beautiful. And it just made me feel like...
lieutenant, too.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm just mean. And how could I be good enough when this guy... So he kind of lets everything out, like why he's acting this way. Then she like totally accepts him for it. And she's like, I love you for you. And I want to be with you because I care about you. So they end up kissing. And Mariner's like, oh, she's planting her eggs in you. Oh, she has her tail. She's going to pull it out. And then she like full-blown pulls her pants down.
Oh, yeah.
And she has her little like purple panties.
What are you doing, Mariner? That's assault. What are you doing?
But she pulls her pants up. She's like, oh, I thought she was your tail. It's like, you know what, Mariner, just get out of here. Stop this. It has nothing to do with it. She actually loves me for me. Then she's like, oh, no, maybe it is true. How could I be wrong? Then I thought, well, Mariner has never been wrong on the show ever. Huh. She's kind of wrong. But kind of not. She's still a little bit right.
Oh, she always got to be right. You know that.
So she sees a little like parasite pod. Oh my God, she's a parasite. So she's going to go chase down Brad. They're going to go onto that platform. So she starts to chase after him. And then we get this weird scene where she's running down the hall. The animation
nothing like it
and the art. Like, look at her face right here. This is almost Tom and Jerry-ish.
Yes.
Very expressive. This had to have been an earlier episode.
Was it? And the frame rate's really super high.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
it just looks totally different from the rest of the show. So she's running through there. She's trying to get him. Then we get back to the two idiots that were fighting, or who can get the most scans, and they're bitching about who deserves to have this T-88 more. Blah 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 blah. We need an engineering. Oh, you don't even know what it's for.
Oh,
they get to the head of engineering. Oh, you guys finished at both times, so I guess you guys both get the T-88 and the transfer.
But how does she tie him? There's no way he went in overdrive.
But they're like, what do you mean transfer? So I guess something's happening there. Mariner's like, where's Boinger? Oh, he's on platform blah 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 on the planet thing. Oh, I need emergency transport to that platform, code Mariner, whatever. And then whoever is working the transport's like, what is that? What are you talking about? Don't use this channel. It's not meant for that. Because that's the first time that I thought for sure that it would have worked.
Yeah, but actually, no, it wouldn't work because that's stupid. Because you have to program it into the computer to do that.
Like there would be a special.
Especially it's on another ship. How would she have that? She wouldn't have any access to that.
So she puts on a spacesuit and then she's gonna just jump there.
She jumps out of the ship. Guys, I'm like, my goodness, Mariner, calm down. You're going psycho.
Isn't there a shield up?
I don't know.
Can you do that? So she like jumps there and gets inside there, and then we get that scene that was in the trailers where Brad's like naked.
Yeah.
And they were gonna like have sex on this thing. Here's the thing. But what's her face when the other girl shows up but she wasn't naked? Did Brad just like, hey baby, let's do it?
Especially during this. They're trying to destroy this moon here to save a planet. What are you doing?
Yeah, they're gonna go and just in the.
I mean, can you just wait? I mean, seriously, like later. I mean, ridiculous.
They blur out the penis. Thank God. Thank goodness. I thought for sure they might show it, but they don't show it. And then
if it was up to them, and besides CBS, they would have showed it.
So they're like, oh no, don't look at me. We get all that thing, and she's like, you know what, Mariner, I haven't been with a woman in a long time. Just leave me alone.
Like this.
Yeah, someone who's actually really pretty. Just leave me alone. Let me have this. But I thought, I'm like, oh, she actually agreed to have sex with him. I'm like, oh, maybe there is something wrong with this girl. Because, like, she seemed to be all about her work, but now she wants to go screw.
Yeah.
But when she shows up, she's not naked. So I'm assuming that she wasn't in on this.
I think it was all Brad's idea.
So Brad, and then they're kind of fighting and pushing each other. And he's like, she's like, look, there's this little pod. She's really a parasite. And I'm just trying to save you. I don't want this girl to plant eggs in you and kill you. Then he's like, no, you're not listening. I guess that planet starts to fall apart, and the platforms are shaking. He falls and hits his head and knocks out.
He's knocked out at this point. Seriously, knocked out cold.
So when that girl walks in, she thinks she did it. So they start fighting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I'm like, is she fighting so she can implant that egg inside Brad? I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what was happening at that point either. This is where it gets ridiculous, guys.
But if it wasn't ridiculous enough,
yeah.
We get to C-plot about them, transferring. Like, whoa, that's just crazy. But we'll just tell them we don't want the transfer. We want to stay on the Cerritos. We don't want to come to the Vancouver. So they go into his office, and they're like, no. But he's going to get really mad. No, he's not. And he starts screaming at them. No, I already made this. I already made the transfer, and I know who the Admiral is. And as soon as I hit this button,
he's like my neighbor on Earth or something like that. My grandfather's neighbor or whatever. And he keeps bringing that up.
So
But you can't force a transfer on someone.
He's gonna just Shanghai them.
Yeah. The only one that can force a transfer would be their commanders on their ship.
Yeah, saying because whatever.
Unless you're like an admiral, but then why would an admiral go through the lengths to do that? But
wouldn't he have to contact their captain?
Of course he would.
But like, so he's like, no, this transfer is happening. So he's going crazy.
Yeah.
This is when I thought, oh my god, it must be a holodeck program because he's going out of it, getting mind. And then like, no, then they start fighting him.
It's like insane.
Full on, like physically fighting him, and they're hitting each other. They grab the data pad and they run out of there, and they're like, "Bring me back my data pad! I'm gonna do this transfer." What the hell is going on?
Why would you do that? That is not even in a workplace. That's not acceptable behavior. I mean, I don't know what that was. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was so bizarre and over the top.
We get to that other guy, and he's like, "No, you can't destroy this planet." And we know he's still the same. You're the Federation. You're supposed to be the good guys. Why can you do this to my planet? And they're like, "Oh, Captain, we have to make a decision because the planet's falling apart, and then we got to do something. The moon's
got to go. The planet's gonna get destroyed."
We get to the fight, and then this Bond girl thought Mariner was a robot or a cyborg or something because she's
so cool.
She's so cool. Why would she hang out with Brad?
That is a good. I've been asking the same thing. What's wrong with her? Because I think she's not cool. She's psycho. So well, they're fighting as the moon's falling apart.
Yeah, there's something more important than the people could be dying, and then you're so awesome, you're so cool.
And Brad's knocked out this whole time, by the way.
So they just keep fighting. They're talking about all the how great each other are and how awesome. Yeah, I honestly thought it was gonna end with them getting together.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
they kind of hint at that at the end a little bit, but I thought, oh my goodness, they're gonna end up doing it because they just keep complimenting each other and complimenting each other.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
But then they kind of like, oh no, I'm not gonna let you hurt Brad because you must be the stupid, what the hell she say she was?
Parasite.
A parasite.
Yeah.
Get back to the other thing, and they're chasing each other around, and they're going through Jeffrey's tubes and
running from this person. Even though there's security on the ship, they say, security, the chief engineer's going crazy, come in here right now. They all have comms.
Okay, I'm gonna hack the turbolift, and you're gonna go into his data pad and find out what his password is. We get to the other guy, and he keeps saying, this thing's gonna destroy my home and my people. And she's like, what do you mean, how many people are there? Oh, it's just me and my wife. So he was going to destroy all his other planets just because of him and his wife.
Oh, because he's rich.
Oh, he bought a whole planet.
Yeah.
The whole moon.
Well, as you say, I would say, is your wife off the planet? Okay, good. Goodbye,
yeah,
Sean.
she's like, destroy that moon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And the guy's like, no, my money, I put so much investment in that.
It's destroying those other planets. You're out of your mind. We're
not
going to kill billions.
Would they have had all that information beforehand?
Of course they would have.
So they're going to basically let the moon implode. And it actually looks pretty cool. It starts to implode. Mariner and What's-Her-Face start talking more and more, and they talk about all the stupid stuff that Brad has done. So they bond over making fun of Brad and shitting.
because he's how pathetic he is.
And poo-pooing and crapping all over him.
Oh, remember he grabbed this one thing.
He was pissing in this one people's in their sink, and he thought it was their toilets, and he didn't know, and someone washed their hands, and he was peeing in there at the same time. Oh, he's such an idiot. He told me that happened to somebody else. Oh, no, it was him. Ha, 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 he's such a fool.
Instead, it's Mariner. Why don't you tell him it was a sink? You could have just told him that.
Oh no, she has to let him.
Oh yeah,
let him be embarrassed.
Of course.
So the thing gets destroyed, and they keep going on and on about how awful and stupid. And I don't want to say mean words, but it's like unbelievably how mean she is.
And Brad's not a bad person at all. He doesn't deserve any of this.
Oh, isn't that great how terrible he is? But she's like, why don't you just go ahead and just scan me? Do a full body scan so you can feel better about yourself. But she gets a scan for a parasite. I'm like, oh my god, is she really a parasite?
First he says, oh, you're completely human, and all of a sudden it goes crazy.
Oh, you're a perfectly nice lady. Like the way that he kept saying it.
Yeah.
We get back to Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And that guy has a phaser. It's like, give me back that data pad. I don't want to do this to you. Oh my god.
And he shoots the guy in the head.
Yeah, he keeps shooting him, but it's not enough to hurt him. Then she guessed the password on the data pad was Riker. Remember Riker? So stupid. Then she sees, what the heck? You have a transfer. Well, I thought if I transfer you to here, that means I could transfer over there.
Why would the head of...
Why would those two...
He's a chief engineer of... I'm sure he's the chief engineer of the planet. Why would that be equating that with two instances?
This isn't like a basketball team. I'll trade you 2 guards in the center.
That's a prisoner exchange, Mike. That's what it feels like.
Boy, oh no, I don't want to be on this ship anymore. We do all this cool, amazing, epic stuff, and I just...
There's stuff that he's making fun of us.
Yeah, because we want the cool, epic stuff.
Oh, the paradox and going back to the 1920s, I don't want to do that anymore. Oh yeah. I want to be in your ship where there's just screw-ups and people being stupid, I guess. That's what you deserve, Star Trek fans. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying there.
So he's begging, and they're like, oh, no. Know what you're going to do? You're going to cancel this. We're not going to tell anybody, but you got to cancel the transfer, and then let us have those T-88s. I can't let you do that. I've been recording this whole confession this whole time, so it looks like you're going to give it to me. So he's going to give them some T-88s.
Yeah.
The subplot didn't need to be.
That's ridiculous.
They're going around being the bestest girlfriends that ever lived, and they're scanning for the parasite, and Brad has a parasite in the back of his head. And they pull it off, and it's like, it makes you like fall. It makes you have pheromones, and it makes.
But only affects one human at a time. Yeah, why don't you affect everybody?
It's like, yeah, let me. It's like saying all these weird little things, and then so that's why this girl was in love with him.
Because Brad couldn't, because no woman could actually love Brad.
So there was something wrong with the relationship. So Mariner was wrong, but she was also right.
No, she's also kind of right because she can never be wrong. She can never be 100% wrong.
So this whole time, that was what it was, and he's like, "Oh, so you really didn't like me? Well, Brad, you're a really nice guy, but I gotta put all my work into this thing." So she's still in love with this little bug.
Yeah.
So she breaks up with Brad. Mariner like couldn't be happier.
I know, what a psycho.
I'm glad your heart's broken. Look at this look on her face.
I know.
Then before she leaves, and she's like, "Hey, Mariner, make sure next month we hook up again over on this planet and do this thing." Oh yeah, you know it. So are they dating now?
It doesn't say directly, but it implies it.
So she stole his girlfriend.
Of course she did, because Mariner's the best.
Hooray. We get back to
this part.
Dum Dums, and they're like, "Oh man, even though the Cerritos is falling apart," would not be. I still like it here better than the other ship. But you know what? I got a surprise for you. I stole a whole bunch of those 288s. We can use them here more on the Cerritos than they do. That's so funny because I stole a whole bunch.
You wouldn't have to do that. First of all, even in Starfleet, that's a crime. I know, it's supposed to be funny. No, you're not supposed to steal anything. You're Starfleet officers. What are you doing?
Why can't you just replicate it?
I know. And you want to make a bet that the T-80s will never be mentioned ever again.
No. Just never like the again. Purple stripe order.
Never be mentioned again.
And then they fly away and that's the end of the episode.
What a disaster.
What a good mess. What an absolute mess of an episode.
Even the A plot was just okay for a sci-fi episode, but that B and C, was just, I don't know. It's all to make Brad look like crap. It's all this.
The whole episode was how pathetic the goofy white guy is.
Yeah.
And I'm going to steal your girl. My God, Mariner.
I know. She's too much.
She this insufferable bitch can't let Brad be happy.
And at some point, you just want Brad to say, "Leave me alone. Just don't talk to me anymore. I know we have to work in the same area, but let's just keep it professional because obviously you have something against me. I don't know what it is."
But here's the thing. Is it some kind of secret, deep-seated love that she doesn't know about? Because maybe, it's pretty... to jump out of a starship onto another platform that she could have, fell into the atmosphere and died?
Even if it was a parasite, okay, we just would have killed him at that point. I'm not saying that to be callous, but it wasn't like she could affect anyone else.
But when you come back from different things, don't they do a full body scans on you? Medical and everything?
But she's an idiot. Like, when they know Brad had that on his...
For a month, over a month he's had this. So he's never been to a planet and come back, and they do, a debriefing,
when you take a transporter, they scan you. But see, they don't know that, because they don't know nothing about this. Oh, his pheromones mask its signature, and you have to use a tricorder in order to detect it.
Or if it actually buried itself into his skin, but it was, literally just in his hair.
Yeah. No one noticed.
He never felt that while he's taking a shower?
Well, sonic shower.
Yeah, but all the time. Oh, remember, it's all the times that they change in front of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Or all the times he combs his hair, in a funny way. I don't know. This is the absolute worst episode.
Oh, bye. But what happened is when Brad fell and hit his head, it made the parasite have to get out of his body because it couldn't take the pain, so it made itself where you could.
Well, since his consciousness wasn't was not, it pulled away from his brain.
And it had to pull out a little bit so you could see it. That solves the whole problem. But they can't think that.
But they had to come up with 10 other embarrassing things that he did, and they had to tell the story about how he grabbed someone's, larval sack.
Do you guys like this guy? Because it looks like you don't. You think he's an idiot.
You love making fun of him.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Too much. I just didn't like it at all.
Oh, my goodness. And then the preview for the next episode, and that looks like a good mess. I don't know.
I already forgot about it because I just don't want to remember. This whole thing.
How hard is it to get cheese out of fur? Because she was eating her nachos.
I'm surprised they don't have Teal eating her pasta. Why don't they?
Yeah. That stupid ice cream she was in love with. I don't know. Whatever. This show, it's killing me. It's only 5 more episodes. It is killing me.
We're just at the halfway point, Mike.
Halfway. It's killing me.
Can't take it no more.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.